Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back everybody. Let's take a look again on the Bitcoin market. So today actually we need to take a look only on very long-term charts and very short-term, because in between it's not many actually signals to follow, but on the higher time frames there are really something to consider. In general, those of you who read our weekly reports on the Forex market, on the gold market, and understand that we're coming to the very important week. And actually this is not only because this rate decision and so on, but there's some additional moments exist. So it's will be discussion of the new actually order in structuring of the domestic finance in the United States, some kind of the new way of the quantitative easing that might happen later, and we think that it will happen. And from that standpoint of view, this meeting of the Fed on the 18th of September will not be just some ordinary event where just rate will be announced and that's all. And second is, of course, as usual, investors will be watching for what Jerome Powell will tell about the perspective of the economy and particular perspective of the Fed next step in policy in general. And from that standpoint of view, based on the charts, well, I have some mixed feelings. So from one point of view, of course, we would like to see that Bitcoin is moving higher, showing new tops and coming to the next targets that we have here. But at the same time, also I would prefer to get some really good background, good foundation for this action. In particular speaking, here in September, it will be really great to get grabber pattern. If, for instance, we will see the touching of the MACD, some downside action back to the 50 even area, that could become great background for possible further upward action later in the year. Not necessary, of course, that it should happen September. Next month it also will be possible, and maybe even with the more probability, because MACD line will come closer to the price level. But I wouldn't object if we will get this in September as well. So correspondingly, chances that market should collapse on the background of the Fed statement seems not really high, but maybe it will be some other reasons on the Bitcoin market. Anyway, just keep an eye on this moment. So once we will get the bullish grabber here, and this might be a great background as for those who are holding Bitcoin for long term. As for those who are just trading it, it's will be a really good bullish sign. On other markets, on other time frames, on the weekly, I do not see something really special. I would say that this pattern is not done yet. It's not, chances for this is not eliminated totally. So weekly trend remain bearish, and that might be treated just as a retracement before we will get A, B, C, D down. At least nominally and theoretical, these chances exist. Now the question is then how it relates to reality, whether it really will be formed. And for that point of view, we need to consider what will happen on the intraday charts. On the daily chart, market stands in a semi position where the both directions are possible. So based on the weekly background, weekly pattern and trend direction, we have the bearish context. So potentially we could suggest, I don't know, some kind of the butterfly, for example, right? So it is possible. From the other point of view, since here we have relatively strong action and potentially a decision from the Fed should be more or less dovish, this supports the idea of the further upward continuation. And potentially with the same and equal actually chances, we could get Gartner's triple to sell with this upward ABCD pattern as well. And unfortunately, the daily chart brings no clarity on this question. And from that standpoint of view, we have to deal with the intraday charts. Particularly speaking, we are interested in the market performance right at this area and trying to catch here some bullish signs, whether it will be possible to suggest that market really intends to go higher, what patterns might be formed. So you will see it right now. On the 4-hour time, first let's start with the pattern that we discussed last time. We talked about this hand and shoulders, and you can see it has been completed perfectly. So we've got this ABC action right to the 60-30, 60-25 area that we have mentioned. So this setup is done. Currently I do not need any drawings here. So, and we'll start focusing on this particular area. Why it is important? Because if you take a look at the 4-time frame chart on a bit different angle, you could see what really we have. Right at the 57.50 area as counter support, and actually this area is a previous neckline of our minor hand shoulders pattern that has been completed, right? So this is a great indicator. If market will be able to stay above it and stay and will not break it down, start forming some minor bullish patterns, say on the 15-minute charts, on the 30-minute chart, potentially this might be interesting for a possible taking long position, and that might be the first sign that indeed we could get big ABCD up on a daily chart that we have discussed. So this is not just a neckline. Actually, if you just take a look at the tighter range, you could see that it's previously another support area in the same level. So it was previously support, but then it was resistance here. Here it actually was now a neckline, then it's breakout. Now it's again will be support. So depending on what market will show here, it absolutely might be different conclusions on the further step. Besides, here you also could recognize a bit larger scale of the hand shoulders, although nominally it is not purely hand shoulders because we do not have the completion touching of the neckline and just closing of the shoulder shape here, right? But something that reminds hand shoulders, so it's also might work in the same way. Conversely, if we'll get the downside breakout here, chances that market will be stopped around 55.50 will be much smaller, because this is actually the inner space already for the bears, and this will be not as strong level as this one. And if the breakout will happen, chances on the downside action and appearing on the daily chart, for example, butterfly pattern will increase. That's why this level seems really interesting. So my suggestion, what I would do here is do nothing right now, waiting when the market will touch this support area, then drop the time frame for a 30-minute chart, for a 15-minute chart, and watching for minor patterns. If we will get there very small butterflies, head and shoulders, any bullish reversal patterns, maybe grabbers will be formed in the same area, we will see. That will be chance for potential taking position with a very small potential risk, because stop loss area might be placed on the 30-minute chart. It will be relatively close, so it will be minimal risk. At the same time, chances on the pullback here are significant because this is confluence, and this will be first test of this area. So even technical bounce without any fundamental background might happen, and this makes this area attractive to consider possible bullish signs around it. So that's our suggestion on the Bitcoin market. We will definitely update the situation on Thursday, and maybe precisely on the Thursday we'll get some clues, although it will be already after the Fed meeting. We will see, because at this point it seems that Fed meeting should not bring any surprise, at least in terms of the rate change. Currently probability stand 50-50 if you will take a look at the Fed fund rate futures, but just going with the common sense and human being nature, I don't think that Powell will take some sharp steps at the just month before the elections, especially when they feel absolutely comfortable, because Treasury has big amount of cash on accounts and easily could endure the overall quiet situation until the end of the year. They do not need currently fall in hysteria and crush the stock markets, given clear signs of the catastrophe or recession or so on. They need to be quiet in the current situation and keep everything as it goes. Just support all the stuff as it stands right now. That's my really big belief that it will be only 25 points change. We will see.